Hey, Sharon.
I don't know if we'll be able to get in my bed, honestly.
Hello.
The fact that your dad.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Great, yourself.
Very nice. Is it hot in Texas?
It's hot everywhere. So you can't escape it. It's hot everywhere.
Yeah, because it's 90 degrees here.
Oh, where are you? Where are you?
Anaheim Hills.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
If Hawaii is on fire, you know you're in trouble.
Yep, I know. That's usually us.
But Anaheim, and it's pretty good weather there, isn't it?
Yeah, usually it's not that hot, but we've been getting some hot weather, so.
Oh, okay. Hey, Ashley.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Okay,
What's
perfect.
up?
Hi. How are you guys doing? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Thank you.
So Russell's trying to chime on in.
So Babette's not going to be able to join us, right?
Yeah, which is fine. I know that, I guess they keep talking about cruises, so we need to kind of put something together because we're like a year out. If not,
Well, they mentioned New Orleans and then some type of cruise, right?
Yeah, the thing with I think the two problems is, one is not a lot of options for the island, for the U.S. Virgin Islands. They're all mostly gonna originate out of Florida.
Oh, okay.
And some of them are seasonal. So and while that I just glanced at it at the beginning of the year, tickets, even the tickets are kind of restrictive. So I don't know, is it by chance is not the most popular place to go? But even, I'm looking at Spirit and some of the others, Delta, I mean, those ticket prices are higher. It's not like you can buy a year in advance and you're like 300. They're like 7 to 1,200. So
what, to fly to the Virgin Islands?
I think the flights were like 700 something.
Wow, that's expensive.
It's expensive because it's not a popular. I'm not gonna say it's a popular place. It's a popular place. It's not as popular as it used to be.
Oh, okay.
But I guess that's one reason why I guess a lot of people haven't got the information of it. And the other places, technically people need to have a passport if they leave the country.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a lot of options if that's the case. So if and it's when we mentioned this will be 2 years out, then they give people plenty of time because they still have to get a passport. If you have a passport, it makes life much easier to go wherever you want to go, and then you get it's more affordable because you have a lot of options.
Well, it's not that difficult to get a passport.
No, it's just the mindset of getting people to get a passport. Eventually, they're gonna have to get a passport. period. So it's just something with this new age today that a lot of people just say you just need to get a passport because of identification. You rather get it and get into the passport system than versus when you need to leave the country, then then you're at that mercy. So I
Yeah.
guess since we're already at 5 after the hour, we can talk about it. Let this other person in. I think Angel and a few were trying to gather some information, so
I'm
hopefully.
here. I'm sorry. I tried to get on, but I couldn't. Sorry.
Okay.
Is that you, Angel?
Yes, it's me.
Hi,
Hi. Who's this?
Sharon.
Hi, Karen.
Sharon.
Oh, Sharon, cousin Sharon.
Yeah.
Oh, ah. Hi. I was trying to get on with my laptop from work and it wouldn't let me do it. So sorry, I'm late.
Oh, that's right. So we have Ashley, we have Russell, me, and Sharon, and you so far. So
Okay.
and who cannot make it, which is fine. Is mainly for us to kind of talk to try to figure out what to really do. And a lot of options came on the table, so we're going to kind of talk the options out and try to come up with a plan. If
Okay.
we're going to be able to be in a position of having it next year, or we get another year. So, have you done any research on really with the Virgin Islands?
Me and Tasha tried to do that, and we were just having a hard time. I know one of the hotels, they were doing a makeover, so they were like, we're not even open until like June or July or something, and it was just hard because it was different time zones, and Tasha won't be able to make the meeting because she's on that Cowboys Ensenada cruise. She doesn't be back until tomorrow, so
Okay.
we just tried it. It's just really, really hard to do that. We needed more time for one, and we're just pressed for time because next year is going to come pretty fast.
I think we're not really set. I guess as we can talk about it. I mean, I know when I just briefly look at the Virgin Islands, it's really difficult.
Right.
Because when I looked at it just briefly for like 15 and 20 minutes, either that it's going to have to originate out of Miami, number one, seasonal, and is not like going to the most popular places like Cancun or Bermuda or Jamaica. Those are easier places and more competitive, but it's just very hard to get there for some reason. So when some people mention, hey, I said, okay, why don't we find something that if we're going to have it in a year, and we even you can just do it, the following year. But we're going to have it in a year. While since the end of June is a good time, that weekend, why don't we just find something like a 3-day cruise to be together? Don't have to do very much effort. It's not going to cost that much. If it's Carnival or something, maybe $200 or $300 per person, which is manageable, and we can kind of plan our own things within that system. And the people who if we want to plan something in New Iberia or St. Martinville, let them take the lead because they know the area. It's really easy in that sense because they can just get to Church Hall or something like that, or a picnic and finish it there. Or some people who want to go to the Essence Festival, but by the time they get off the cruise, they can do that. That gives kind of different options. Because Essence is going to dominate, always going to be that first weekend of 4th of July weekend. So that's some thoughts that I saw, some comments, but it's just kind of come up with something. But again, Virgin Islands is hard. I didn't realize how hard it is. And when I look at the flights that long, even Spirit was like $600. And that's it's not like a 3-hour trip. It's a 7-hour trip, the whole thing. And it's hard enough just to go from Texas to Florida in a small seat. You can imagine going that far. I mean, but let's talk it out and let's see what we can come up with and come up with a plan.
Okay. For me, for myself and Tasha, and I know I talked to cousin Sharon and a couple other cousins, we had the green light on New Orleans. The only problem we have is that we don't know much about activities there, or if we wanted to do a 2 or 3 day cruise, I was aboard with that because it would it just gives a better, like New Orleans is where we're from, that's where our roots are from. So I liked that idea personally. I'm not sure, what does anybody else think?
Yeah, I can speak. Hi, everyone. This is Ashley. I'm in LA, Los Angeles. So I think I could speak for my family more than likely. So my father is Kilo Jacquet, and he has like 10 brothers and sisters. And I know that logistically, it would probably be easier if we went down to New Orleans and stayed there. I don't want to speak for them because I haven't got their feedback yet, but I think people may be apprehensive about a cruise, knowing like just with the COVID situation, and you just never know with all that stuff going back and forth. They just said string was coming out last week or something. So like us flying all the way from California just to have something like that happen, potentially, I think it would be a safer bet for us to stay on land. But that's just my opinion. I love the idea of us in New Orleans, Lafayette, where our family's from. I like that.
Right.
New Orleans is a lot easier. It's not very difficult to get people to New Orleans or Las Vegas in the country. Because it has everything for you. So when you say that, it's easy to say New Orleans or Las Vegas to go anywhere in the country. Now, Disney is a different story. I mean, Disney World is a different story, but so at least half the battle is done. It's just the only thing is if we did something in New Orleans or we did something in Lafayette. Now, Lafayette is 2 hours outside of New Orleans. This is drivable because I go there all the time, several times a month. But all the people I know is gone. I can probably rekindle things because I'm going to be there again within another week. But I guess if out of ease, because even to get to New Orleans, to get to Lafayette, you got to rent cars. And if it's the week before Essence, is great. If the week going into Essence, then it'd be difficult to get, larger cars or something like that. Vans becoming premium, you're going to be stuck with a small car. People in Texas who's a little bit closer, some of them just might drive in that particular sense. But, is the idea of just doing something in New Orleans and crafting something out of that, because then that might be an easier way to put on the program. And those who wants to go visit Lafayette 2 hours away, they can go do that. And if they want to stay for Essence, they can stay for Essence. So give them kind of different options. Hey, let's do something for the weekend. I'm sure I can find enough connection. If I can find family people, again, I'm there like twice a month in New Orleans. So if someone knows there, then I can meet with them when I'm down there. And again, I'll be there for the first week of September, and then I'll be back at the end of the month. But then we can kind of plan something around that. And again, it's a friendly city. So it seemed like there's an energy behind it. It seemed like it's easier to sell New Orleans than anything else. It's a lot to do. Only thing we had to do is probably a picnic and dinner and have everybody go to church, or who wants to go to church, and have it every day, because there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The only obstacle for Tasha, because I got her notes on my phone here. The only obstacle I have is that she would like to vote it for maybe the second or third week of June versus the end of June going into the Essence. She didn't want to do it going into, into June, into July. I think she's got something going on. And I think when I talked to Babette, she's going to Guam in July of next year. So I don't know if that would be, I know our reunions have been like beginning of June or so. So I don't know if that would be a problem. What do you think, Tim? Because I'm looking at more like the second or third week of June.
You're coming up with what is, it depends on hotels available, what's going on in New Orleans. I know that since Juneteenth is a holiday, but Juneteenth is the
Uh-huh.
middle of the week, so it's going to either affect the week of the 16th or the week of the 22nd. So with 5 Saturdays in that month, I mean, the 22nd is fine. It's just as long as it is not is something happening. It's a jazz thing is going on sometime in June. We just have to look at the city calendar. That's pretty big and plan around that if it's going to be in New Orleans. Because what happened is hotel space is tight.
Right.
But again, with June 19th now is a holiday, but it's in the center of the week. We don't know if they're celebrating it the week of the 16th or the week of the 22nd, all the festivals. Because
And I thought festival was like in May sometimes, the end of May.
yeah, that's so that if the end of May around Memorial Day weekend or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But we have to see what's happening with Juneteenth, because Juneteenth is going to be either be that 15th or it can be the 17th. I'm going to assume it's going to, I mean, it's in the middle of the week. So it might be on that 15th weekend. And there's a lot of festivals and things going on there. And that 22nd weekend probably be available. We just have to check and see what's on the tourist bureau for New Orleans that weekend.
Okay.
And then there's also you can go on a river cruise for a few hours, a dinner river cruise or lunch river cruise. I know some other families, I know they had their reunion in New Orleans, and they said that's one of the activities that they had for those who wanted to do that. And you just cruise around, you know, New Orleans.
I think it's the Natchez boat, that one that goes down the river.
Pardon me?
Was it the Natchez boat?
Something like that. Yeah, I have to find out from them, but they were saying that it wasn't that expensive, and you can either do it with lunch or dinner or without. They had options.
Okay.
I like that. That would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it a way, Sharon, that you can probably get some itinerary from the that other reunion, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel?
Yeah.
Then we can see exactly where they did,
I know,
where they went, and then we can.
Yeah, I know that they got a really good room rate at the Marriott on Canal Street. You know, the one that's across the street from the JW Marriott.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Marriott
yes,
now. Okay.
I'll find out from them.
Okay. Tasha told me to tell, you know, she's still going to be doing the shirts. She said she would do that. FYI, I guess.
So we're thinking the 22nd, I mean the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. June of next year, or the next year, the following year.
Or the 14th, whichever one. One of those days, one of those weekends.
Okay.
Did you guys get my chat message about Juneteenth Day, next June 19th? I think someone said they weren't sure when it was.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Wednesday night.
Right. And that's why I was mentioning, hey, they might be celebrating on the 14th, 15th, and 16th, or they might be doing it, you know, the following weekend. My assumption, since it's the teens, they might be celebrating the 14th, 15th, and 16th, and celebrate all the way to the 19th, and versus doing it after the 19th.
Okay.
And that's
is that Russell?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Russell.
Hope everybody's doing fine.
I'm good.
Trying.
Hope well.
So we narrowed it down to 2 weekends. I guess what we need to do now is find out what's going on in that city. And in the meantime, I guess if Sharon can find out, get an itineraries from the other group, so we know what venues that they use and activities they do. So we have to reinvent the wheel on that. That would save a lot of time. But we just need to find out, okay, which weekend they're celebrating, because it's going to affect hotel rates. If that's really Juneteenth weekend. And but the city is big enough that you can kind of spread out. But if you want to be downtown, then that's going to kind of affect the rates. But if you book it ahead of time, you can lock it down, providing if nothing big is going to happen that weekend.
I just Googled it and it did say that they celebrate Juneteenth, Saturday, June 15th, 2024.
Okay, that's what I'm assuming that they do. So it can be a
Mhm.
plus and minus. It's just mainly it's going to be hotel. Uh,
So when you go down there, Tim, are you going down for work?
yeah, for work. So I'll be there.
Okay,
I have a lot of campaigns going on in that region. So I know I'll be back for the 5th through the 12th.
okay, because I was thinking if you're gonna be down there for work, maybe you can go to the Marriott and talk to them to see what kind of rates they could give us. And I don't know if your company usually put you guys up at that hotel or what, but you know, if you use it, maybe they'll give us a break.
Okay, I'll try to find out, get pricing from Marriott and Hilton, which is majority downtown anyway.
Yeah,
Find out what the group rate is for both weekends.
okay.
If someone can look and see what the activities, they will have some preliminary activities on Juneteenth that weekend. And maybe we can play, if it's a festival, we can kind of play around it, do our thing, and then go to the festival. And then
I can do that. Mhm.
yeah. Okay, and then someone can look at the, of course, Sharon, of course, is going to look at and see what they've done with the other group itinerary, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel, like for venues and stuff like that. And what's so good about New Orleans, there's a walking distance city.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what 400-year-old city, so everything's in 10 minutes, and walking distance or driving. But if it's it's gonna be in that French Quarter area, that's really easy. There's a lot of hotels in that area as well.
And I used to work for the Lowe's Hotel. It's right
Mhm.
across from Harrah's. And so I can tap in with some of my old coworkers to see if we can get a group rate discount for that one too. It's pretty nice.
Okay.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
So
And-
Ashley, could you check on Marriott and Hilton?
yeah, sure. Yep.
So you can do the hotel thing.
Yep.
Ashley, what's your phone number? I have Sharon's and I got Tim's.
I will put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put mine in the
Okay.
chat as well.
Okay.
And let's see, Tim. I'll check on for me if they're in the airline type stuff. And rent a car. Coupons. Yeah.
Do you have to pay for like how the like a shuttle could take all the most of the family that is traveling and take them to the hotel, or is that
Some hotels
that
offer
a problem?
shuttle. So I mean that's
Okay.
probably Ashley can ask, find out which ones, because a lot of them do.
Okay.
The larger hotels will offer that. Some of the boutiques don't, because they're a boutique. But the mainstream, some of them do offer, so that take it up. Because also you gotta look at, they're gonna have to pay for parking. But also it's parking garage is right downtown. So the only thing is don't park. I wouldn't want to park at 12 o'clock at night.
Right.
So, it's not a safe city, and it's not bad, but you just have to be a little bit more cautious. I would say that make sure you go to the gas station at a very nice area when it's extremely busy, because less likely things are going to happen. Do not go on the day before, a few hours on a Sunday morning when you get ready to head out at 9 o'clock in the morning when there's not a lot of people, yes, you probably get robbed. And I was close to that, I think last year, going to Joan of Arc church. And if I got there 5 minutes earlier and I've been robbed going to church, just stopping to get some water at
Right.
9:30 in the morning, the church is like 5 blocks away. And someone said they just got held up by a gun.
Mm.
It's pretty common there. So
Okay. Got it.
I guess Sharon, if you can post your number there so you can have it. And
Okay.
I'm trying to think of
How do
anything.
I'm calling through a phone number though. I couldn't get on Zoom. How do I post my phone number? And I'm not able to get you guys' actually. I
Okay,
can't
let me
see it.
see. I will, let me see. Let me see. Ashley. Angel. Okay. Angel, what's your number?
909 area code.
Mhm.
561
561.
6901.
Angel. Okay, I'll put it in the chat. Now I'll take a picture and send it to you in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Angel, do you live in IE?
I live in Fontana.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can you take a picture of that? Now it's out. Group chat.
Yep, and I live in Anaheim Hills, Ashley.
You're in Anaheim. Nice. That's what
See?
yeah.
Cool.
I always forget there's so many of us in California.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, those California people are making Texas expensive now.
They are.
I did. I lived in Dallas for a year and I had to almost switch my license plate because they was on me.
Yeah, we're having like, $500,000 houses all of a sudden because
Right.
so many people come in here.
Wow.
My gosh, you got a room for everything here.
Right.
It's a bargain. Yeah, you can't buy a house over here. You used to buy a house like 100,000. Ain't happening anymore. And even in small towns, it's not happening anymore. So yeah, minimum 250, 300,000 today. So
What else do you live in?
I'm in Grand Prairie, South.
Oh, Grand Prairie. Okay, nice. Yeah.
So yeah, I can afford to move.
Hey, 300,000 is still cheap. Out here, you can barely find a house for 300.
300 is
You're right about that, Karen.
Yeah, it's a 4-bedroom mini mansion. It used to be 5 years ago, not anymore. You're at 750 or something at this point.
Yeah.
Now, so that's
Mhm.
a lot of people don't want to be in that. A lot of the older people, middle-aged people don't want to be that much debt either. You're being close to retirement. So I guess we have a plan. We have 2 dates. We have someone to look at what activities going on, get an itinerary from somebody else's family reunion. I'll work on the airline and rental car. Ashley gonna work on the hotels. And did I miss anything?
No, Angel's gonna do the festivities or activities are going on but that particular weekend or what's going on out there.
Yeah, and for the 2 weekends, and we can plan around it. There's plenty of churches to gravitate. We just need one more thing. It's really anybody would need to locate a cousin in that area to kind of help manage things for that area. Now, I can't think of who is in that particular area for New Orleans. I know some people said they are, but I just can't remember who they are.
I don't know. Maybe Babette knows.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Barbette knows.
Okay, yeah, because they've been asking for years to go there. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Somebody recently said something about that too, and they were like, and I think Barbette was like, no, not this year, but I don't know who. I can't recall who said they lived out there now.
Mhm.
What cousin?
Hey, maybe we can put it on the cousin's Facebook page.
Perfect.
Ask.
And yeah, we'll put it out there and see, and that kind of help coordinate. I mean, it's not really, it's an easy city. It's not that really that big.
Mhm. Right.
And most of the things are concentrated, of course, in that French Quarter area downtown anyway. So, but I guess we just have to find a group that kind of help us manage things. No, we have to receive stuff and maybe purchase some things down there, receive some stuff, for swag or whatever.
Yeah, and maybe recommend a caterer, because I do know that the two families that had their reunion down there, they had like a family luncheon or dinner or something, and the hotel let them bring in their own caterer. So they were able to have, whatever they wanted on their menu.
Yeah, and that's really unusual. That's why we need to find out with her, because no hotels, that's what they make most of their money is the catering.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
Mhm.
but I guess we just be a pro and con between if it's in closer to the French Quarter or if it's going to be out of the area. Probably got to be mostly out of the area, out of downtown, to allow that. But give us some options. I guess the only thing is just trying to find out the core people that's down there that can handle logistics and also just go by the place as well,
Yeah.
to make it a little bit easier. But I think we got a plan. And what's so good about it, I have it recorded, so I go ahead and post it. So I did record the session, so people can go back to it. If we forget something, we can go back to it, and it's there. It's on the YouTube page, but I'll put it on the link in there, just in case you need to refresh. Okay, who was supposed to do what again? So I think it looks like we got a plan to go. We can probably, in the meantime, I guess, I guess we can poll the people next time. Hey, will you support a cruise? And if so, then we're another 2 years out. At least we can, in the meantime, say, hey, here's your options, and take it from them. Are you really going to do it, or play it at that? I'm sure we're going to get a very good attendance out of New Orleans, easy. There's Las Vegas, New Orleans, you have no problem with getting people there for whatsoever. So I guess outside of that, we want to get our information. We'll meet again probably in October, and then we're probably section out how to work on coordinating, especially for the Texas and Louisiana region, is getting people motivated to go there because they're closer, is less effort, or even Mississippi and Alabama, they're only 2 hours away. So that's so good about it, because most of our families concentrated in that circle from Houston to that coastline, that I-10 corridor. So I guess once we come with a firm plan, which is great, then the next part of that, then we start promoting within the group, and then we'll talk to Babette and trying to set up a meeting link, whatever, for people to pay their registration and come with a deadline. Yes, we have a plan to go. So I guess I'll see exactly if you know someone, just say, let's try to get those names. And then if we can find someone in those individual cities, like, hey, of course I'm here in Dallas, I can help with Houston as well, promoting, and San Antonio and Austin. And we can get some people in Lake Charles and, Opelousas and places like that, to try to encourage them to come, because they'll come to New Orleans as well. And again, Mississippi and Alabama, Georgia, and that region. I guess we just need to identify on a page who can be like, family group coordinator, like we do in church. Hey, just go family group. And so your job is to contact and, keep in contact with this family group here. Then we kind of encourage them to join in and build it from there. One thing Babette said, she'd like to see new generation take over. this because you know it makes it easier for her. It's okay. We'll take care of this. Let's come to the other one. So nice seeing all the young faces here. So, but other than that, that's all I have. If you guys have anything else, and
No, we just need to get to work, huh?
perfect.
Yep.
Let's come up with another date and give it enough time. Let's look at October.
Okay.
By that time we have all the pieces together, and pretty much gonna hash it out in October. So, do you want to shoot for like the 1st or the 8th?
Yeah. Either way, that's beginning of October is good, I think.
Okay. You want to shoot for can you do the 8th?
The 8th is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do October 8th, and
Is
then
Bobette good with the 8th?
we'll check and see. I mean, I'm
Right,
sure
because we need her on this.
Yeah.
we get one or the other.
Okay.
Then I'll probably nudge a couple of people, I guess, around the 15th of September. Say, hi, how are we coming? To make sure that we can kind of get a little pressure so we can have everything ready by the 8th. We have everything on the ready the 8th. I mean, pretty much we just vote and put it together. And I can have a flyer made for November and we'll start it off.
So
Good.
Ashley, that you
Yeah.
put down a restaurant, you recommended a restaurant. Can you find out if they have like a private room we could have, or would they want to close the restaurant for us, or what? I don't know how big it is.
Yep. I
Good
can
choice.
I can ask them. More than likely, I would imagine that they will probably bring it to a place because the restaurant is so tiny. It's
Okay.
so little, and it's only open from like 11 to 3, and it's always packed.
Okay.
But yeah, I could definitely ask.
Yeah, you can just find out if they cater and
Yep.
stuff.
Oh, which
Okay.
one?
Is it, what did you say? Is it Little Dizzy?
Yep, it's called Little Dizzy's. It's
Yeah,
like in the 7th ward. Yeah.
There's
She
one
wrote
thing
it in
you
the
don't have to
chat.
worry.
Sorry,
She
what'd you
wrote
say?
it in the chat.
Oh, say again?
I said she wrote it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I see that. And you won't find it won't be a shortage of good places to eat. I'm gonna tell you they love it.
Oh, the won't. Yummy.
That's one thing you don't have to worry about. So if there's nothing else, I'm gonna send put everybody number. Do I have everybody? Hey Russell, can you put yours in there? And I took a screenshot of this information. I'm gonna send it to everyone and put a group together. And we're gonna start from there.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks, family.
Sounds good. Thank
All
you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Talk to you.
bye, Sharon. Bye, Ashley. Thank you,
Bye.
Tim.
Bye.
Bye,
Russell.
Russell.
Yeah, go ahead, Tim.
Your number is still ending at 6,800, right? Or 8,600?
My phone number?
8,600. Is it still ending in the 8,600?
No, it's 206.
Okay,